Hello you nerds. Have you ever heard of this anime called Nichijou? Nichijou is one of the only funniest slice of life anime you'll ever watch. And this is coming from someone who has never watched a single slice of life anime. If you plan on watching Nichijou and your first impression is, oh, it's just a bunch of people living their ordinary lives. If all of that seemed ordinary to you, wait until you see a guy fighting a fucking deer, a girl shooting lasers out of her mouth, another girl assaulting a police officer, then beating the shit out of other people, including a goat, just to save her yaoi art, the most intense soccer match you'll ever witness, a tsundere casually having access to weapons and a guy shrugs it off like it's no big deal. Is anyone even going to question that? A narrative story about two wooden cubes, and
I am a victim of domestic violence!
Now does all that seem ordinary to you? That's what this anime wants you to think. Oh, and it also has a great opening and ending song. And subscribe to my channel. Now what is Nichijou all about, you may ask? Nichijou is a slice of life anime about a bunch of people going about their business. And it's all a bunch of short skits put into one episode, alongside with things that are cool, some philosophical moments, some awesome scenery, and other kinds of side stories and skits. This anime takes the most normal situations and make them absurd. Everything happening in Nichijou is ridiculous and hilarious at the same time. It's safe to say that Nichijou is one of my favorite animes of all time, which is why I want to make this video, to share my thoughts about Nichijou, while it's also ridiculously hilarious. Let's start off with the characters. Nichijou has many characters, but it mostly focuses on two main groups, the high school girls and the Shinonome lab. First, the high school girls. We got Yukko, the energetic dumbass who always stands in halls because she's too lazy to complete her homework. Mio, an aspiring manga artist who is obsessed with drawing hentai, to the point she is willing to assault a police officer just to keep her secret safe. And then we have Mai, the quiet girl who likes to pull tricks on both Yukko and Mio. Because she is an epic troll. Second, the Shinonome lab. We got Nano, a robot who wants to live a normal life despite having a key on her back, and she also has some interesting features. Hakase, an 8-year-old scientist who created Nano for unexplained reasons, probably because she has no parental figure. And despite her intelligence, she is also a spoiled brat, just like how any other child would act. And then we got my boy Sakamoto, a talking cat who, despite wanting to be treated like an authority, he is just like any other cat would be. We also have other characters that we see throughout the series, but that would take too long if I try to explain them all. You'll understand when you start watching Nichijou. Did I mention that I relate to Yukko a lot? Like the part where she tries to do her homework, but ends up procrastinating the entire time? I do that all the time, except I don't copy someone else's homework, I just end up doing them at the very last minute. The part where she kills the mosquitoes because they were disturbing her sleep? I also fucking hate those blood-sucking pests. And the part where Yukko politely says no when being offered a piece of bread by a random person, but it turns out she is just offering it to her dog. And bumping into a person and says sorry, but it turns out that the person is actually a statue and the girl holding her laughter the entire time and ends up being embarrassed? I too would feel that way if I was her. I also relate to Maya for one reason. She's quiet. Like me. The thing about the comedy of Nichijou is that it's very random. Of course, comedy is subjective, since there are jokes that I personally find humorous, jokes that leave me confused, jokes that are tragic, and jokes that I don't find funny. Probably because I'm a non-Japanese Asian American who doesn't understand Japanese culture all that well. Nichijou is one of those anime where you have to experience it yourself. Like if I try to explain to you why some of the jokes are funny, you probably wouldn't get it. How would I explain to you why the principal fighting a deer then revealing the fact that he wears a toupee is funny? It just is. Even Yukko herself wouldn't know how to explain what the fuck just happened. In fact, I wouldn't even know how to explain to you about this intense soccer match I've just witnessed. Sure, it's funny, but at the same time, it's fucking confusing. I still don't understand what the fuck ego soccer is and how the game works, even after reading about it on Reddit. You wanna know what I think is the funniest? The part where Yukko and her friends struggle to build a card pyramid. There is no sound or dialogue to convey it, only tense music, and their reactions are enough to make people laugh and stress at the same time. It's like watching a psychological silent film, because you keep thinking to yourself, are the cards gonna collapse? Are they gonna succeed? Who knows what might happen. I could list many other things that I find funny, like the principal and the vice principal beefing with each other, Mio's sister pulling pranks on her, a Gundere casually having access to military weapons. Again, is anyone even gonna question that? Or the fact that the science teacher just shaved off that guy's mohawk? Wait, that's not funny, that's just cruel. Like, why the hell would you cut off that cool ass hair, you jerk? If there are any jokes you don't find funny, that's alright. There are still lots to enjoy about Nichijou besides the comedy, like the art and animation for example. Not gonna lie, I really love Nichijou's art style, so much so that I bought the 15th anniversary manga box set while writing this script so I can admire its amazing artwork. Damn, it feels good buying it with my hard-earned YouTube money. I don't know how to put it into words other than the fact that I've been inspired to draw like Nichijou. Oh, and some other artists have inspired me too, I guess. Like, it's fucking adorable, with its soft colors, and the character design has a lot of charm and simplicity, which makes it easier to animate. Which is why I want to talk about the animation next. Now picture this, you're in an animation studio known as Kyoto Animation, and you have been given a crap load of money to animate this comedy anime known as Nichijou. Now what do you do with that money? You make Nichijou a fucking banker, and nearly getting bankrupt was totally worth it. The animation exaggerates every normal scenario, like the part where Yukko tries to catch her sausage with her chopsticks. Then the part where Mio chases after Yukko to save her fetish art. And the part where Yukko shoots laser out of her mouth after stabbing herself with a pencil. And then being bitten by a dog. More about the art. I would like to talk a bit more about and those lifelike static shots, or whatever you call them. In Helvetica Standard, the art style is still the same, but the line art and the aesthetics feel very different, like you're watching a different show. Plus, I find the artwork very adorable. Not to mention, we already got memes about Helvetica Standard. And during those static shots, you know, these lifelike scenery moments, I'm sure you already know this by now, but Nichijou means daily life in English, and these sceneries capture the ordinary life from a different perspective. It brings Nichijou to life, like you're watching through a camera shot. The lighting and sound makes it feel real, calm, and relaxing. It just feels nice, you know? Speaking of what feels nice, I'm sure you've noticed that I've been talking a lot about its comedy, but Nichijou isn't really all about that. It also has some genuinely wholesome moments that make you go, like when Nano and Hakase comfort each other during a thunderstorm. I couldn't help but think, why is this so sweet? I couldn't help but feel happy for Nano after Hakase decided that she can go to school now. Nichijou also has some fantastic character growth, like when Nano used to worry about being exposed as a robot, but after finally going to school and making friends who see her as a genuine friend, she realized that maybe having a key on her back isn't so bad after all, and accepted herself for who she is. Besides the character growth, Nichijou also has some great life lessons to learn from, like learning how to be motivated, finding the good things in life. And life is like a baseball, you never know what's gonna happen next. Like in the 25th episode of Nichijou, after Mio saw Gundere holding arms with her crush, she just straight up jumped through a window, shadowboxed like a madman, literally ran past through 2 fucking trains, and then saved a child from drowning. How the fuck did we go from that real fast? Right afterward, the police officer forgives Mio for the incident, got recruited for boxing, and then being given a kite. Then she just started laughing, because it's exactly what Yukko says. Life is like a baseball. You definitely don't know what's gonna happen next, and how are you gonna change that? Later on in the episode, Yukko, Mai, and Nano went through the effort to cheer her up, and it makes me happy knowing that we're all still alive today to witness this fantastic anime. It really sucks that there isn't a season 2, even after Nichijou came out in 2011, but knowing that the manga is back with the latest release of Volume 11 gives me hope that there will be a season 2 someday. There is so much to love about Nichijou, like the characters, the comedy, the art, and some heartwarming moments. If this video convinced you to watch Nichijou, then literally go watch Nichijou. I 100% recommend this series for those who are new to anime, and there are only 26 episodes, so it's really worth watching. That's pretty much all I have to say about Nichijou. Now would you excuse me? I'm gonna go read the manga right now.